Are you making your own choices? Or is someone subtly guiding your every step without you even realizing it? Manipulation is everywhere, and it's far more common than you might think. From romantic relationships and workplaces to friendships and even your favorite online creators, the art of psychological influence is everywhere. But here's the truth. Most manipulation is so subtle, so expertly disguised, that you might not see it until the damage is done. So how do you know if it's happening to you? What are the signs you're being manipulated? Sometimes right under your nose. Today we're pulling back the curtain. By the end of this video, you'll be able to spot the warning. Signs of manipulation in any situation, and you'll have the power to break free. Let's dive in, because what you're about to discover might just change the way you see your world. It almost always starts out magical. Manipulators know how to make you feel special. They listen closely, laugh at your jokes, remember tiny details about your life, and seem to get you in a way no one else ever has. You find yourself thinking, how did I get so lucky? Did I just meet my soulmate, or my dream boss, or the most supportive friend? Maybe they shower you with compliments or gifts. Maybe they're always available when you need them, texting you all day and calling you at night. Maybe they introduce you to new experiences and make you feel like you finally belong. Psychologists call this love bombing. It's not just for romantic relationships. It shows up in friendships, family dynamics, and invested. We've seen this play out in viral influencer scandals too. Think about the stories of public figures who seemed too good to be true until the truth came out. If someone is too charming, too invested too quickly, you might want to ask yourself, what are they really after? But charm is only the first move in a much larger game. But as soon as you're hooked, the game starts to change. Once you're emotionally invested, the dynamic shifts. Suddenly you're being asked for favors, support, or understanding in ways that make you uncomfortable. It starts with innocent comments. You're the only one who understands me. If you really cared, you'd do this for me. Don't let me down, I really need you. You might find yourself rearranging your schedule, sacrificing your needs, or apologizing for things that aren't your fault, just to keep them happy. This is classic manipulation. Instead of asking directly, they use guilt and obligation to control your actions. You start to feel responsible for their happiness, or worse, their problems. Real-life example? Consider high-profile workplace cases where managers make employees feel like they owe their loyalty, or else they're letting down the team. Even in friendships and families, this plays out as, after all I've done for you. Over time, these guilt trips become your emotional leash, keeping you right where the manipulator wants you, available, compliant, and afraid of disappointing them. But guilt isn't the only weapon in their arsenal. Next, they start to mess with your sense of reality itself. You know what happened, but suddenly they insist you're wrong. That never happened. You're remembering it wrong. You're being dramatic, it wasn't a big deal. Welcome to gaslighting, one of the most insidious forms of manipulation. The goal? Make you question your own memory, perceptions, and judgment. At first, you might just feel a little confused, but as it continues, doubt starts to creep in. Maybe you are overreacting. Maybe your memory is playing tricks on you. Gaslighting is powerful because it works slowly, eroding your confidence one conversation at a time. It isolates you, making you more dependent on the manipulator for the truth. Pop culture has picked up on this in recent years. Gaslighting is everywhere. From popular TV dramas to TikTok therapy accounts, the term itself has become a warning sign. If someone repeatedly makes you question your own reality, it's not just a disagreement. It's a red flag. If you find yourself constantly apologizing, doubting your instincts, or searching for evidence that you're not crazy, you could be getting gaslit. And once you start questioning yourself, you're much easier to control. But the isolation is only just beginning, and sometimes the next step is cutting you off from everyone else. One of the most powerful tactics in the manipulator's playbook is isolation. It doesn't always look dramatic. Sometimes it's just a few quiet suggestions. Your friends don't really get you like I do. Why do you spend so much time with them anyway? I feel like your family is always judging me. Slowly but surely, you start spending less time with your loved ones. Maybe you stop sharing as much with your old friends. Or you skip family events because your partner or boss seems uncomfortable. Bit by bit, your support system gets smaller until the manipulator is at the center of your life. Why do they do this? Because as long as you have other voices in your life, you have other perspectives and other sources of support. But if you're alone, you're much easier to influence. Famous cases of controlling partners or bosses often reveal a pattern of isolation. Victims report feeling cut off, alone, and unable to reach out for help, even when things get bad. Remember, anyone who discourages your relationships with people who care about you is not protecting you. They're isolating you. And isolation makes the next step even more effective. Now the rules start to change and you never seem to measure up. Moving the goalposts, the standards that always change. No matter what you do, it's never quite enough. You meet one expectation, and suddenly there's another. You apologize for one mistake, but now there's a new reason to be criticized. The manipulator keeps raising the bar, shifting the standards and moving the goalposts. The result? You're always striving, always apologizing, always chasing their approval, but you never quite get it. This isn't just exhausting. It's a deliberate tactic to keep you off balance and feeling less than. Online, you'll see this called the never enough game. Think about stories of students who were never good enough for a parent, or employees whose boss always found something new to complain about. When the rules change constantly, so it's impossible to win, except by giving up your own needs and boundaries completely. And the more you try, the more frustrated and hopeless you feel. But there's another layer of control, your secrets. Because what you confide in trust can be turned against you. Weaponizing secrets, turning vulnerability into control. At some point you open up. Maybe you share a childhood trauma, a mistake you regret, or your biggest insecurity. It feels like connection, like intimacy. You trust them with your story. But in manipulative relationships, those moments become ammunition. Later, when you disagree, or push back or try to leave, your own words are turned against you. Remember when you told me about your family? You don't want people to know about that, do you? If you leave, I might accidentally mention that thing you did. This is more than just betrayal, it's emotional blackmail. The fear of exposure, of judgment, or of being misunderstood keeps you silent. We've seen celebrities fall victim to this. Too, think of scandals where private information was leaked for revenge or to force someone to stay silent. But this doesn't just happen in the spotlight. It happens in everyday life, in offices, friendships, and families. If someone uses your past or your secrets as leverage, it's not love or loyalty, it's manipulation. And just when you try to stand up for yourself, the blame lands squarely on you. Now, the manipulator flips the script, and you become the villain in their story. I'm the victim. When blame gets reversed, manipulators are masters at rewriting the narrative. You confront them. You explain how their actions hurt you. You try to set a boundary. But suddenly they're the ones in pain. How could you think I'd do that to you? After everything I've done, you're accusing me. I guess I'm just a terrible person then, right? They turn on the tears, the self-pity, the stories of how hard their life has been. And you, who started out just wanting to protect yourself, end up apologizing, consoling them, or backing down. This isn't just confusing, it's strategic. By shifting the focus onto their suffering, the manipulator avoids responsibility and makes you feel like the bad guy. Sound familiar? This tactic shows up in romantic drama, influencer scandals, and toxic